Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our show. Thank you for being here, whether you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook. Make sure you follow our page or subscribe to our channel. Send us lots of hearts and love and thumbs up throughout the show, and guess what? You want to stick around all the way to the end because I give you a chance to enter into a giveaway for a $25 gift card every show. Stick around till the end, and I'll have a giveaway question for you. What are you laughing at? Say hello to Mr. HP. He's laughing at me over there.
Hi, everybody. She said, ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in my brain. I'm so excited for today's show because I'm finally revealing all of the projects that will be in my upcoming book, and you get to learn about how you can secure your copy with some perks. So hang on for that. We also have our 6th Stripologized block of the month during my tip of the day segment, and some great fabric. So hang on, it's going to be a fun ride. Lots of great new quilts, fabric, and fun. How are you today, Mr. HP?
You know, I'm not too shabby today.
We've been here all day yesterday. It was actually a long day yesterday.
It's non-stop around this joint.
It is.
I love it.
In a great, great way. So
great team. Hi, team.
We have a great team.
G-Easy. Hi.
So some of the things we do on the show, of course, one of the things we do every week is our giveaway. So last week I asked you a giveaway question, and it was, what is your favorite dog breed? Now, I wish I could somehow easily pull all your answer into a chart to really see, because I don't know if there was a breed not mentioned, because it was amazing. But our winner...
What's your favorite?
Well, Kobe's sitting right here, so I have to say a Labradoodle.
he's watching you too.
He's watching.
I dare you to say
yes.
something else.
I have a few favorites though. So, but the winner though of the giveaway is.
Drum roll, please.
Kathy Birch. So Kathy's favorite is a golden retriever because they are such a great family dog. She did say she has another dog that I think was inherited from a family member or a child, and but she still said the golden retriever, so we're not going to mention the other one. But congratulations, Kathy. You've won a $25 gift card. Just send us an email to help@gequiltdesigns.com, and we'll be sending that over right away so you can go shopping. So, like I said, a busy, busy weekend here. Week before, Johan was, of course, visiting, and we took him out on the boat on Saturday. It wasn't any time to do that during the week, and the weather was kind of iffy. So he knew he was waiting for Saturday, and we were hoping he would sleep in. We were hoping we would be able to sleep in Saturday morning, but nope. 6 a.m., he comes a-knocking.
That was the first day he was up like that.
Yeah, Mom, Papa, it's time to get on the boat. Even though we weren't going to leave until noon, but it was just such a joy to have him there. Such great, joyful, fun energy. He's just a happy kid all the time.
Awesome.
And I had the extra joy this morning. I was a mystery reader in his class. So in his preschool class, they have mystery readers, and so the kids don't know who's reading, and so I zoomed in, and it was really cute and great to be able to read for him. So I read one Icelandic book in Icelandic, and then another book, our puffin book, that is, in English, but it's about puffins in Iceland.
You didn't read Rikki Tikki Timbo?
I did not read that one. No, thank you.
You guys know Rikki Tikki Timbo?
Yeah, I did not read that because that is... a little bit of a weird book, I have to say.
I didn't know that until you said that.
Yeah. I ordered it because I had never seen it when you talked about it to me for the first time. And I was like, no. Anyway, side note, we are going to kick it off with our tip of the day. And exciting, second Tuesday of the month, we have our Stripologized block of the month. This is our free block of the month where I take a traditionally pieced quilt block, break it down and stripologize it so you can use your Master Your Stripology Rulers book and your rulers, of course, to make it in a very easy way. So let's check out block number 6. Welcome to the Stripologized block of the month, where we take a traditionally pieced quilt block, stripologize it, using our Stripology rulers and our Master Your Stripology Rulers book. This is block number 6, so we are advancing a little bit in scale and difficulty. So let's take a look at the block first here. Make sure you download the worksheet from our website. It is free. You have your coloring sheet and then the breakdown of the units we have in the block. We have the 3 sizes of block, 12-inch, 9-inch, and 6-inch. So this block essentially is a 4-patch block, so we can split it into 4 units. Each of those 4 units consists of a flying geese block that has 2 different fabric A colors or background colors. So we have the one color on the right side and then the background color on the left side. Then up here we have a half square triangle unit and then just a typical square from the background. So let's take a look at how I would cut out my units. So we'll take a look at our worksheet. We'll turn our book page to page 19 for the flying geese sizes. Now for our 3x6-inch finish, so this is a 12-inch block, I am going to need for my fabric A, which is my background, a 9-inch square. So because we have 2 different colors, I have 2 9-inch squares for both of my colors. And then for fabric B, for the main part of the flying geese, we need a 7.5-inch square. So that's all going to be the same color. So I have my 7.5-inch square here, ready to go. Now I'm going to be showing you how we use the fabric A pieces. We're only going to use half of them since we're using them on each side. We're going to be cutting them in apart, but we still want to start with that 9-inch square fully. For the rest of it, we have our half square triangle. And so we're going to make 4 of them that finish at 3 inches for our 12-inch block. And of course, with our method let's flip back to page, it actually is on page 9. We make 2 at a time. And so we need to cut squares that are 1 inch larger than the finished size. So 4-inch squares from each fabric. We'll make 4, so we need 2 background squares. I have my 2 4-inch background squares, and then I have my 2 colored squares to use for my 4 half square triangles. And then finally, we have just a single square of the background, 4 squares that finish at 3 inches. So that means we need to cut it 3.5 to add our seam allowance. So I have 4 squares from the background cut at 3.5 inches for my 12-inch block. Of course, make sure you look at the size block you are making. Now, let's flip back to the flying geese and let me show you exactly how we do 2 different colors for that flying geese unit. So we're going to look at our technique, and the first thing we do with the technique is cut our squares in half, layered. So I am going to start by cutting just the fabric A squares in half, and I like to use the slit on my ruler to cut it in half. So I'm aligning it corner to corner. I have a diagonal line here along the side of the square, and I can cut it apart. And honestly, these two triangles, I'm just going to set aside. We're not going to use them. So in order to be able to have control over which color is on each side, I'm also going to go ahead and cut this again. So now I want to just make sure I line up a slit right on the tip of this triangle, and I use a horizontal line here on the bottom. I like to use the outermost slit, the outermost right slit if I'm right-handed, and left if I'm left-handed. So now we have 2 from each fabric. We're going to need 4 because we are doing 4 flying geese. So I'm going to do this again, stack them up, and then cut them again. So now we will have 4 triangles of each color. So there we are. This is going to be our fabric A for the flying geese. Now we are going to take our 7.5-inch square and do the same thing. We're going to cut it apart twice because we need the 4 flying geese. So I'm going to align the slit up corner to corner, cut it first this way, and then again this way. So from there, as we assemble, we are not really going to think too much about our technique on page 18. We are just going to take these. So we imagine that each one of these is a flying geese. And so we want to make sure that we have the right fabric on the right side. So here's my flying geese. I want this fabric, the darker fabric here on the inside, creating the inside pinwheel, which means this is my unit. So these guys are oversized, as you can see, and we want to lay it along this side. Not even, I want to give a little bit of hang on both sides on the bottom here, and then we're going to sew this side. We're going to press that outwards, and then we're going to take the other color, sew it on the other side, with a little bit of overhang on both sides. We press, and then we can continue on and do the trimming just as we would with the other units that are 2 side by side. A great way to be able to control and have 2 colors in that fabric A spot. So once you have your flying geese made, your half square triangles, and then your single square. So what we start with, assembling the block, is we sew those half square triangles to the squares. So we have the square on the right side of the half square triangle, making sure that the triangle is positioned this way because it's going to be the same in all 4 units. Once we have that done, I pressed it towards the square. And then I sewed that to the flying geese, making sure I match that seam right up with the tip of the flying geese. So then you have these 4 units. I pressed this away from the flying geese, so towards these 2. And then once I have all my 4 patches, I sew these 2 together. I press to the right, press to the left on the bottom. And as I sew them, 4 of them together, I open up the center and spun my seam so they're all spinning in the same direction, making the block look really nice and flat when it is sewn into a block. So there it is. This is Stripologized block number 6. So if you have any questions, I know this took a little longer because I wanted to explain how you can do those 2 different colors for fabric A. So let me know if you have any questions on that. If this was not clear, the fabric in a collection, is this fabric in a collection that I was using? No, not really. The one that was sewn is all from basics. I'm pretty much using my scraps and leftovers. And the second block, the fabrics that are cut from, a lot of them are from Root, which is Ebon's collection. My scraps and leftovers that I have from that collection, that was last year's. And unfortunately, that has sold out since. And she has another one since then, actually, called Ravel. But that the only question we have?
That's all I see.
And just remember, you can download the worksheet. It is on our website. You go to bonus charts and templates. You go to, what is it? More, about and more. And then down there, you'll find bonus charts and templates. It's up on the top. And then you can just click on each block. It'll pull up the PDF and you can print it right then and there. Easy peasy. It's fun. I was making the 12-inch block, but the instructions have 3 different block sizes. So you can make any of the 3 sizes. Just smaller pieces if you make the other smaller sizes.
Sandy says she's scared.
Need to try the flying geese. Yeah, go for it. We have all the videos. You can always go back to this video and watch it if you wanted to watch that particular one. But I have tons of videos on the flying geese method. If you have the book, you can, of course, scan the QR code and get the video right there. Just try it. Go for it.
Don't be scared, Sandy. You
just go for it. It's G-easy. G-easy.
Do it.
So we have a really exciting thing tomorrow. We are finally starting our class packs. The G-easy class pack volume 3. The first video goes live tomorrow, which is really just the cutting video. I talk about fabric selection. I talk about your tools. And then 2 weeks from tomorrow is the first part of the first quilt, which is the Prisms quilt and then the frequency quilt. So it is also the last chance today to get the special pricing. Price will go up tomorrow once we kick it off. And tomorrow, those of you that have already joined us, you will receive an email from us with instructions to join our special Facebook group for this class pack series. And so we're really excited to kick this off. Now, those of you that kind of have missed, we talked about this such a long time ago. I think it was over a month ago when we launched this volume of the class packs. So for those of you who don't know, the 2 quilts, Prisms and flirtation, frequency. We are, I have a fabric called flirtation. That's what I just have next to me. It just entered my brain. I always give you instructions to make both quilts from a half-yard bundle, just adding background. So you can make both Prisms and frequency by cutting your 10-inch squares for Prisms, and then for frequency you would just use strips from the rest of the bundle. But you'd need to add background for the frequency, and then you need to add sashing and borders for the Prisms quilt. Now this is the one I am sewing alongside the class out of flirtation. Flirtation is what it is. And so it's a bunch of blues and these really beautiful lime greens. And so I am using all of these colors for my blocks. I actually showed you a couple of my blocks a while ago. And then for the frequency, I'm using the bluish scissors chalk color. So it's like a light gray for my background. This background for frequency, it's okay to have a little print. It gives it a little extra. So if you're, it's okay for this quilt, and I think it will give it a lot of dimension. So that's what I'm using. I'm also making one out of Christmas fabrics that we don't have in yet, so I'll show you that. I'm going to show you some examples of that later this week on Friday. But you've all been asking me for some suggestions for fabrics for these quilts. And you know that's my favorite thing to do, is to go virtual quilt shopping.
You do commercial first or not?
Oh, yes, play that. So for those of you that don't know what we're talking about with class packs, here's our little quick commercial. So it really explains most of the things. I am so excited to kick out this third class pack series featuring the Prisms and frequency quilts. Now, what is a class pack? This is where I teach you 2 quilts from my previous books over an 8-week period. We make them together, or you can do it at your own time because you will have the videos forever. We start off with 3 sessions of the Prisms quilt where I take you through all of the steps, and then the frequency quilt follows. In between the sessions, we also host a live Zoom day where you have the chance to ask any questions, show your work, and just interact with the other class participants. I give you all of my tricks and tips, and using the Stripology rulers and the Stripology tools alongside but I also give you some alternate uses of fabric. I will show you how you can make those 2 quilts using a 12-piece half-yard bundle and some additional fabrics for background, sashings, and borders. Come join us and make these 2 spectacular quilts. They are much easier than you think. So here are some great options. Of course, this is my favorite thing, to pull fabric for some, pretend quilts. But you can use a dark background or a light background for the frequency. You can use a dark background or darker light sashing for the prisms. But I love this bundle, the Ink Perfect. What you want for the bundle itself, you want to have some idea of a little bit of a contrast. So here we have some dark blues and then some lighter blues on this side. So you could easily pair up the lights and darks to get a good, enough contrast for the Prisms blocks. And then I would use the deco stitch and the granite for my background for the frequency, because both the whites and the dark blues will show off really nicely on a gray background. So that would be option 1 if I was pulling fabric right now for this. Another one, I have been in love with this bundle ever since it came, Sunshine and Sweet Tea. We have these yellows and mint green teals, a little bit of peachy pink, and some grays. And I found a perfect background for this. I would probably go light so that all these fabrics would shine. But this is more spaced out scratch tan. Well, it's more like gold. There's some yellow scratches on here that work so perfectly with the yellow in here, and that would be really great for the background for the frequency quilt. Another one, a bundle that was so hot when we just got it in recently, the Bahia Flora. This one is super colorful, so it's very easy to pair up for prisms, because you can always pair up 2 different colors and get really good contrast. And then it would be really great and colorful for the frequency quilt. I'd probably go white on the background just to make all these beautiful colors stand out and shine. So a bumbleberries in the white would be great, because it has still some variance and some movement, so that would be great option. Then I have Moonchild. I've always loved these lavenders and this mustard gold together. And then we have these blues here. So lots of variety of color, easy to pair up for good contrast for the blocks. And because it's such a unique fabric, I would do something fun with the background and do a little bit of a print. So this is our Gradations Timelines Nickel. So it has these light gray scribbly lines. And so since frequency is so linear, a linear background fabric is really cool. So these, so these are suggestions for the class packs. If you haven't pulled any fabric yet and want to join us, just some ideas. I mean, I could go on and on. But here's one more. And that is the Winterly bundle. Now this, even though it is green and red, a little bit of black, so it's a little holiday, but more winter. I think it would be gorgeous in Prisms and Frequency. So easy to pair up the opposites because they all contrast each other when put together. And how fun would it be to do a background with these red and green polka dots, the Swiss dots in the White Christmas. So how fun would that be? 2 winter quilts ready to go right away. So just some ideas if you want to join us. Snatch up those class packs today for the special price, $39.95 for, 10 weeks? Yes, 10 weeks. It's a full-on 7 sessions, the videos that will just appear in your account every Wednesday. And then there's a release schedule. If you order, you get to see the release schedule. We have a live Zoom day after each quilt, so you can have a chance to ask questions live or anything like that. So we're very excited to kick off this 3rd class pack.
Someone asked for some quilting ideas.
I always include quilting ideas in the class pack, but not until we get to that part.
Just wait. Just wait.
Not until we get to that part. So that's always a part of it. I think that's an important part of it every time. All right, any more questions on the class packs?
What fabric are you using in the videos?
In the videos, I'm using the Flirtation mostly for both of my quilts. I'm making two, so I will show you some other fabrics too. I'm using Abstract for a Flirtation variation, and then another Christmas line. I don't remember, it's a Christmas Carol or something. It's fabric we have on pre-order. It actually, I know it's coming real soon. Really beautiful traditional holiday prints from Moda Three Sisters.
How about a label?
A label? A quilt label? For the class packs, we don't usually do that because that is not a special, project. But I think we need to just do our own labels that are more generic.
True.
Verdigris is a good choice. I was actually going to grab Verdigris. The only thing I would be a little hesitant, although I think it can work, is make sure you get contrast when you're pairing up the fabrics for the Prisms blocks. But Verdigris would be insanely cool in frequency, for sure.
Should we start?
Should we start? I do recommend that, and I talk about it in that first video that you will receive in the morning. So check that out. Check out the video. I give you all the tips on what to do beforehand, because really tomorrow you get the first video, but then there's 2 weeks until the first part when we start sewing starts. Now, I want to read this. I want to read this comment because somebody said, I might just get it even though I don't have time to sew along right now. And that's really a great point, because even though we release this weekly, and some people really love to stay in time with the releases, you don't have to. You own these videos forever, so you can do this whenever you have time, and you can just play the videos so that you own them forever. You can stream them however many times you want. What material would you use with the one you are using? Oh, background fabric? I'm using the bluish scissors in the chalk. That's my background fabric for Flirtation for this one. These go together. Okay. Are we ready to talk about the new book? Yeah? Well, I'm very excited. Now, if you've been watching our shows for the past few weeks, I've been sharing some sneak peeks of the quilts in the book. Now, there are two hanging behind us today, two that you have seen before.
One more class pack question.
Okay, one more class pack question. Which ruler will we use for the class packs? So you will need the XL ruler. Because of the frequency, we need to use the 60-degree line. So I highly recommend the XL. I love to use my squared for trimming and doing the work for the Prisms quilt, but you can use the XL for all of that as well. So at least the XL ruler.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's behind you?
Behind you is Gigi. Can you show them Gigi? Yes. We talked about Gigi before. She's made out of verdigris, of course. Beautiful, beautiful. What are you pointing at? Oh, just kept pointing at your forehead.
Gigi was on my forehead.
And then behind me, we have Mia in the middle. She's so awesome. I made her with Abstract and some extra basics from Art Gallery. And then you'll have on this side, Skylar 2.0 out of Woodland and Wildflower. And then on this side is Frankie, made from Live Out Loud, a fabric line that is on pre-order from Seth Apter and Free Spirit, and coming later this fall. But I just love all of them. So let's take a look.
This one is really cool.
This one is really cool.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's take a look at the cover of the quilt of the book. Cover of the book. So, of course, the book is called Stripology QUICKIES. It has 17 quick quilts in there. They all use half-yard cuts, and for some of them you can use, for most of them, you can use fat quarters as well. And of course, I always have instructions using the Stripology rulers, but I do include instructions for regular rulers as well. Every quilt is offered in multiple sizes, from crib to king, as possible, based on the quilts. we can take a quick look at the back of the book. Now, this book is 96 pages, full color, and it will be spiral bound, everybody. It will be a wire binding like we did with the Master Your Stripology rulers. But let's take a look at the 17 quilts. Now, you've seen a lot of them. And here is Mia, the one that's hanging behind me. You see a little bit closer. We showed this up close earlier, and I just really, really love it. Now, we'll have a pre-order offer for you at the end of the show, so Mia will be a part of that. I'll tell you more about that later. But there are some quilts in here that you have seen before. Two of them we did as quilt-alongs. One of them is Dina, and I know a lot of shops and a lot of folks have been waiting for this to come out in a printed format, so this will be a part of the book. She's a perfect quickie. As you guys know, really great to use some directional fabrics. So Dina will be in the book, and so will Kobe. Kobe, yeah, I climbed a tree for that photo. It's all about a good photo, right? And so Kobe is in there. That's, of course, was a quilt-along a little bit over a year ago that we did. Or no, not quite a year ago. And then our retreat quilt, Winnie, is in the book too. That's a quilt that a lot of you have been waiting for. Now, I have rewritten this pattern. I'm just giving those of you that were a part of our retreat a little bit of a heads up. I have rewritten it to use half yards. So just don't be calling me or emailing me that something went wrong in the printing. So let's take a look at some of the other photos in the book. We have Gigi. Of course, that's a quilt hanging behind Mr. HP. Love that photo on the hammock. I would just love to jump on that hammock if I didn't know that on the other side, Kara was just holding it up.
Look to the behind the scenes.
Right. So then we have Diana Supersized. So Diana is a pattern that I wrote for 10-inch squares. It's been a free pattern on our website, a YouTube video for it. But I just knew it would be perfect to supersize it. So this one is a flannel quilt. It's so cozy. I showed you this quilt when Johan was here, and he was literally almost laying down on it on the table. So very great for beginners. So I always want to include one quilt in the book, in my books, that anybody can do if you've never made a quilt. So this is a perfect one to start with. So super quick, for sure fits the quickie requirements. Then we have Skylar, and Skylar is quick as well. Very fun to kind of group your fabrics together. I love this version of the quilt, and I love the setting even more. It was just a perfect day and a perfect venue to shoot that quilt. But the fabric is called Connections. I think we ran out of it like literally a week ago, but I really love this one. Now, Skylar 2.0 is the same block, written a little bit differently, so we count it separate. But I use Woodland and Wildflower, and then along with a background fabric and adding some sashing. You can play with the setting of the blocks to make this really cool version. It's kind of like corn stalks, I feel like, in a cornfield. Growing up, right? we had a little, yeah. Mr. HP thought that this was growing down. It was pointing down, and to me, this was like something coming out of the ground.
I bet half the people was agreeing
yeah,
with me.
okay.
Just half, maybe
Yeah.
25%. Maybe.
All right. So here's one more that you've seen before if you watched our shows in the past couple of weeks. Svana is a really fun quilt, and it looks like you would cut it out with templates. Of course, we just use our Stripology rulers, and then we square up the blocks, so it is quick to make. I used the Juniper bundle from Art Gallery. I really love the colors, and I think it fits that bed perfectly.
This will help people to learn how to pronounce her name correctly.
Yeah, Svana.
So it's not Savannah.
Yeah.
She doesn't say anything, but
Yeah, she's pretty good about it. A lot of folks want to say Savannah or Savannah.
Savannah.
All right, she's of course named after my daughter. And then here's one that I showed you too. This is Lilo. This one, I used the vintage bundle, and you need a background as well to offset those blocks, and very fun and easy quilt, quick one, really is. And we have made quite a few already. So on Friday I'll be showing you some new versions, some of the versions we've made out of that, but we're very excited about Lilo. I think it's one that I'm going to make many times. So then there's Holly. She is really fun and a lot simpler than she looks. I know she doesn't look like she's a quickie, but she is. She is. I always say I still want to have some gradual intensity between the patterns in my books, and so we have difficulty levels. This one is a difficulty level 3, which is really just intermediate, and that's only because you have some points that you need to match up. But it is still a quickie because the blocks are big, and the technique makes it really easy. So huge blocks, huge impact, add a border, and of course I made mine in Christmas fabrics. This is a fabric line. It is on pre-order. It's coming in soon. It's called Pine Valley. I love, love, love that border print, and yeah, it's a big one. It's a quick one because you only need to make a few blocks. But you could. We've also made this super scrappy, and I'm planning a different one that is not holiday fabrics. So, huh?
Kay said, "I love Savannah." Kay.
She had an extra A.
Miss Kay, it's Savannah.
There's only 2 A's, not 3. All right. So after Holly, we have Frankie, and Frankie, she's hanging behind me. Frankie is made with the Live Out Loud, and then you need 2 accent fabrics. I used a black and white. You can do any color, so that's what's fun about it. So the fabrics that are the colorful ones come from the half yards, and then the black and white I used a art gallery seedlings, and I just absolutely love how it turned out. I love the setting that we shot it at too. The colors just played so perfectly with it. Now this is going to be a fun one to make as well, and it's quick, even though it might not look like it. And now for the quilts that you have not seen, that we have not teased with yet, not given you a sneak peek. The first one we have is called Quinn. And Quinn used to be, she first appeared in a magazine years and years ago, probably 12 years ago. So I rewrote the pattern to work for half yards and added multiple sizes. It is just gorgeous. It's perfect for those bold prints. And this is a line, I think it's called Carnival or Caravan or something like that. We are adding it to our pre-orders. It's from Wyndham. And the quilting pattern that we chose to use, Mr. HP quilted this one.
What?
You did. It's quilted with Fern Gully, it's called, from Urban Elements, and we used one of the Sea Sisters wide backs. It's perfect. So we used a medium gray thread color, and I just love how it turned out. I love this quilt. It was such a fun surprise, I think, because I wasn't really sure how it was going to turn out. So you need 2 accent fabric. You need the sashing, and then you need the accent, sashing and accent. I used the seedlings, licorice, and then this was a Andover. I think it was a Juicy Juice print from the spatter, blood spatter in the gray. Love, love, love this. So this is Quinn. Next up, new girl is Pippa. Now Pippa looks super fun. Another one that I wanted to make very colorful. And of course, another one that looks like you cut everything out with a wedge template, but it's all done with the rulers, of course. And I love this quilt. So we quilted by Mr. HP again.
What?
Check out this backing. That's really cool. So this is one of our 108s. So Pippa, I also made her with Deco Glow, which we were out of now, but I think there's another collection coming.
I love these colors.
I know, they're just fun. This is going to be my pride quilt. I'm hanging this outside now that we've shown it.
Love it.
Not a pride flag, just a pride quilt. So we have, the quilting pattern is called Googly Eyes, and it's by Carly Porter, and we use variegated rainbow thread. So perfect. Really, a really fun one. So this one you could definitely use a mismatch of a lot of fabrics. It really benefits from a variety of fabrics. So great quilt to do as your leader and ender. So next up, new one is Ursula. Ursula is super cool. I absolutely love her. Big blocks. And I can't get enough of that quilt. I actually can't wait to make a couple more. So Ursula is made out of the shimmer fabric that is on pre-order. It's coming. So isn't that gorgeous? And so you can see how big the blocks are. I don't know if you can zoom out a little bit, maybe not. And the backing was just as cool. The quilting pattern is called Hoopla by Carly Porter again. And so I really love that. It just is simple, but this one just didn't need much. So I also call this version, because it has these black fabrics, I call it my Batman quilt, because it kind of looks like Batman. Which Johan absolutely loves. He wants his own Batman quilt. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So I love Ursula. I'm actually going to make her in Halloween fabrics.
Someone else said, reminds me of Batman.
Yeah.
Right?
It does. Yeah, especially when it's black.
Yeah.
But I think it also has kind of that houndstooth feel, like almost like a houndstooth pattern. Mm-hmm. All right, last but not least, we have a pair of sisters. So those of you might remember I had a pattern in my first mixology book called Two-Timer. So it was really, you make just one set of blocks, but then you end up making two quilts. So here is my second version of a two-timer. And of course I had to give them names. So I can't think of more famous sisters than Anna and Elsa. And I know Anna is spelled with two N's in the movie, but if I would have spelled it with two N's, everybody would call her Anna.
Yeah, we don't follow rules around here.
We don't follow rules. So
No.
I wanted to call her Anna. Anna and Elsa. So how this works, you use your half-yard bundle and then a background fabric, and you make both blocks at the same time. You get two totally different quilts. It's really fun, so there's no waste, and I just absolutely love these, Anna and Elsa. Let's take a look at Anna first. So this fabric is also pre-order. It's called Folklore, and it is a bundle where I really curated it. The line has a lot more color, but I really focused on just staying in this grouping, and I absolutely love it. It is traditional and modern and vintage and cool all at the same time. This one is quilted with a pattern that is called Hexadecimal by My Creative Stitches, and a really cool backing for it. We used kind of a cinnamon colored thread. So the thread is almost this color. I don't know if you can see it, but it really shows off the pattern nicely. I just love this. And another one that's super quick. And can you imagine you can make two quilts at the same time very, very quickly. So this is Anna. And then we have the sister, which is Elsa.
Beautiful.
And Elsa I wanted a little more interesting quilting since we have all this background. And I absolutely love what Julie picked. It's the Bahia pattern by Urban Elements. So it has a little bit of direction because the surprise flying geese are going different directions. And the backing, we used the same backing. I was able to use 1 3-yard cut of a 108 for both quilts. Yes, I had to piece one of them, but I just love that, and it works perfectly. So they really are.
Future class pack and Anna and Elsa.
Well, there will be some sew-alongs coming up, I promise you, and some versions of class packs, some class videos from this book. This is a perfect book to teach from. You can really sew your way through it and kind of expand your techniques and your skills. So here's the book. We have it available as an ebook as well. So you can pre-order your paper copy or your ebook now. And so what you get if you pre-order, of course, if you order a paper copy, I will sign it. And here, I can't sign your ebook, unfortunately. But we have a little perk for all of you that want to pre-order both for the paper version and the ebook. When you order today or during the pre-orders, you will get one of the patterns as a PDF, one of the patterns from the book, which is the Mia. The Mia pattern, you will get this one right away. So you can literally start playing with it tonight. So you may remember I showed you a Mia quilt that I made out of the Hey Boo fabric line, the Halloween line with the panels. So I've been asked so much about that. So this is your chance to get to that, get your hands on that pattern that fast. So the pre-orders are open now. The book will ship. We never know an exact date. We will, of course, start shipping them as soon as we get our hands on them. So it will be probably around the end of July. So we put in there by August 1st, but anticipating later part of July. So very excited about the process. So check it out. The pre-orders are there. Any questions? Yes, 17 quilts in one book. That's a lot. We've been busy, and like I said, when I get going on something like that, the ideas just keep coming.
Very cool.
All right, I wanted to remind you all that we are heading to Duluth for the Minnesota Quilt Show. This tomorrow is setup day, and so setup will be tomorrow and preview night tomorrow night, and then on Thursday. The show is open Thursday through Saturday. I'll be there Thursday. I have a little lecture on the learning stage, which is just in the vendor hall, so you don't have to pay or sign up or anything, just show up. And then Colleen will be there all 3 days demoing in our booth. Come say hi. We have lots of goodies. See Nancy and Michael and Svana will be there. So we're looking forward to seeing you if you are going to make it to Duluth. That would be really great.
Someone said, where's the book listed?
Go to books. There's also a link in the description of the video. It might not be live yet. I gave Kara instructions to not make it live until I was talking about it. So just hold on. It will be live on the website. You won't miss out, I promise. But I have a new fabric bundle to show you. A gorgeous take on Halloween by Art Gallery. And I'll tell you what, this is going to become an Ursula quilt ASAP because I love it. So here we have the first print. I love that they include florals and along with other whimsical prints, Halloween prints. A little bit.
Zoom it in.
Okay, thank you. So gorgeous. I just absolutely love it. I love how they added this texture to it, so it has a little bit of spider web in the background, so it has a little eerie feel to it. So somebody's asking, is that purple or pink? And it is both. So it is kind of a lavenderish pink, and then we have the really gray, purplish gray here. So there is some lavender and purple and pink in here, and a little bit of orange. So it's just just gorgeous. We have a stripe, a black stripe that has just some fun skulls, and the stripe is orange and lavender. Just really cool. We have some ghosts. Love those. I just think they're so artfully drawn. And the little eyes some are a little crooked. We have a gray print here that has a bunch of little Halloween masks. Some really cute masks. And a nice small spaced out print. Another floral. I love that we have quite a few florals. As you know, Art Gallery they're masters at florals. And I love this. It's a little bit more organized, but same colors. We have a little moth in here. And so this one doesn't really necessarily have a Halloween connection, but I just love the colors in it. Then we have a trick or treat print with all the little things. It just says Happy Halloween, trick or treat, boo. Love the colors. I love the base of the background. So it's kind of this dark gray, but very warm. I love this mustard thrown in there. Just adorable, adorable. We have a typography print in the lavender that just says scary, boo, creepy, trick or treat. So a little bit of specks of orange in there. And here's our third large floral. It is actually just a different coloring of the first one. Just beautiful, a little bit lighter. So lighter background, still has the little spider webs underneath, and I just love it. We have a small floral, and this looks very dainty, but then you'll see there's a little skulls mixed in with the florals, the flowers. We have a geometric print that is this off-white with black and orange. I love this texture. We have a small print here that looks like all kinds of spider webs with small spiders in it. And then last but not least, we have some black cats playing with pumpkins. So cute. I love the scale. So we have lots of great small scale prints, but then also those larger florals. Nothing too large, but perfect for anything. So I just absolutely adore this. We have two of the florals available in 1 yards. The Eerie Night Bloom in the black. And then we have the Eerie Forbidden Garden also available in 1 yards. Gorgeous, gorgeous prints. So for my pull, I'll start here on the lighter end. Bumbleberries in the white is perfect because it is off-white. It's not pure white for those lighter tones. And so is the Seedlings in the Longan color, which is kind of a creamy off-white. Works really well. And Seedlings is, of course, another Art Gallery. For the lighter lilacs and lavenders, we have Deco Stitch Lilac Dusk, and also Spectrostatic in the Wisteria. Beautiful, beautiful colors. To pull out some of the darker tones in the purples, Deco Stitch in the Raisin is a great one. Would go really well with some of the pinks in here. And then for the darkest, the Floral Elements in the Mulberry. I love that. That's a perfect match with these big flowers. Then we have just a little tone, the Dash Flow in the Grape for those grayish, purplish hues. And this one, it works really nicely. And then into our darker tones, the Color Wash and the Scribble Graphite is great. It has that bluish undertone. And for a more gray, still lots of blue in it. This is a Dry Brush and the Blue Black. And I also pulled the Deco Stitch and the Volcanic because it is perfect match with this tone here. And then almost a pure black. The Seedlings and the Licorice, you can see it has little bits of spots here that are lighter, but that's a great all in black. Now, if you wanted to punch this up with a punchy focus print, try some orange. There is, of course, orange throughout, so you can do that with a Color Wash Scratch Orange. How fun to do a little punch like that. Love it. So this is Eerie. Eerie. And like I said, soon to become an Ursula quilt.
Awesome.
I know, I love it. And it's going to be so fun to see it differently. On Friday, I'm going to show you some different colorings of the quilts in the book and some that we have planned to make. I wanted to mention we had a restock of fabric that was really popular and sold out. This is Marcia Dursey's Marble Run. And so we put together a new bundle. It is really 9 prints from the Marble Run line. And then we added one of her other prints in here that fits perfectly. So Marble Run is available again. Michael, our coworker, was dying over having missed it. So now he can get his Marble Run going.
You got it, Michael.
I don't know. Go. Kara made an Ingrid quilt, and it's stunning. So
what do you think Michael will make with that?
I don't know. He was throwing out ideas earlier.
Michael, come here and tell everybody what you're going to make.
He was wondering about Dina. I think that'd be great. Dina would be great.
Awesome.
All right. So our show, of course, tomorrow morning, Colleen will be here with 1 Yard Wednesday. Some great deals on 1 yards, and then our giveaway question for you today is, what quilt would you make first from the Stripology Quickies book? You can't say Mia just because you have that pattern. Which one are you really excited about making? Let us know in the comments, and you're automatically entered into our giveaway. Our next show is this coming Friday for us. Happy Friday is going to be June 14th. Not Mr. HP. It's going to be Mr. GP. You're getting on the road. Got some gigs on the road.
I got work to do.
Yes, got some music to play. And then our next Tipsy Tuesday is next week. That is going to be June 18th and at 4 p.m. Central Time. We'll be celebrating with my parents. They're coming to visit next week, so maybe we get to say hi. But that's it for our show. Make sure to check out the new book and take advantage of the pre-orders. And, of course, the class pack, great promo price. But that's it for us. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday evening and week, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
See me next time.
See me next time.